Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuesday after Monday Night Raw review. And today wasn't actually that bad of a Raw. Not like last week. Last week I was livid, but this Raw was actually better than last week's Raw, so that's saying something. This is the Raw for May 12th, 2025, live from Louisville, Kentucky. We start off the show with CM Punk coming out. I would have preferred to see CM Punk earlier, especially since WrestleMania 41 has now been kind of forgotten. We're done with it. We had the first pay-per-view of Backlash already, so for CM Punk to come out now is kind of like, dude, where the hell have you been? But not gonna lie, this beginning promo kind of got me amped for what's coming. CM Punk came out, he did his shtick, called Paul Heyman out, Seth Rollins came out, Braun Breaker. They talked their ish, they did what they had to say. Sami Zayn came in to help, Jey Uso came in to help. It was good. It really got me kind of pumped, actually. I was like, oh, okay. I like where this is going. But then they go and they let us know at Saturday night's main event. CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. The problem is that that's all we get from CM Punk and Seth Rollins tonight. We're not going to have a fight, even though we have had plenty of Raws since WrestleMania and SmackDowns where matches just get, approved on the spot. We're going to wait for this one at Saturday night's main event, which is a week from Saturday, so we still have another week to go. That means we have another Raw to go, so we'll see what happens next week Raw. And I liked it, but again, why did CM Punk come out late, like super late from WrestleMania to do his promo now? He should have come at least before Backlash, but whatever. At least it got me pumped up, but then they're going to be on Saturday Night's Main Event, meaning we're not going to see them anymore throughout the rest of the show. And I think maybe that's why they had to put them at the beginning, because they probably saw the ratings and the viewership and were like, we need people to come see the beginning of our show and stay. And so they had CM Punk come out. So it wasn't bad. It actually got me over. And I'd appreciate that, Seth is actually, getting treated as a heel. They want Punk more than Seth. And of course, Uso and Sami Zayn came out. So it's good. I think the first promo of the night was actually good. Of course, that just meant that they're not going to be there anymore for the rest of the match. Maybe we'll see him next week, maybe. But at least it did what it had to do, which is get you to keep watching. So next match we have is Gable versus Penta. I don't know about you guys, but I am tired of Penta. Well, I've been tired of Penta because Penta just keeps fighting the same people. He fights Chad Gable, or he fights Grande Americano, or he fights Dominic or New Day, the Judgment Day, excuse me. That's all he does. I'm tired of Penta. They made a big stink about acquiring AAA. So give us more luchadors, man. Give us other people other than Rey Fenix and Penta. Give us more people. Have an invasion angle where the luchadors come in and start beating up all of the wrestling guys. Why not? You guys do the thing with NXT. Why don't you do it with AAA? Especially because you made a big deal about it at WrestleMania. So Penta versus Gable, it was the same match because Gable acts and behaves like Grande Americano. At least he didn't have that mask with the stupid finish and the steel plate in the head. Judgment Day comes out because, of course, Judgment Day and Penta name a more iconic duo, I guess, because that's all they do. Penta versus Judgment Day versus Penta. That's all they do. That's all Dom can focus on. There is nothing more for them. So, of course, they come out to interfere, even though Chad Gable is not in Judgment Day. They still come out and interfere because that's all they can do. That's all they want to do, because Dominic still holds sway and wants Penta done. Even though he has beaten him already twice, he still wants to mess things up for Penta. Just leave him alone. You already beat him twice. Leave him alone. I don't know why. And he's not even fighting one of your members, so why are you even... It's stupid. It's stupid at this point. I could get it if he was fighting somebody in the Judgment Day, but he wasn't. So... They just do not know what else to do with Penta. Get some more luchadors, man. We have plenty of luchadors on SmackDown. We got Rey Fenix. We got Los Garza. We got I forgot his name, but Andrade. They have way more people on SmackDown. Bring some over on Raw, or bring some people from AAA. Chad Gable loses, but he keeps losing as Chad Gable. He wins as a Grande Americano, not clean because he uses the plate, but he loses as Chad Gable clean. It's ridiculous. I don't know what Chad Gable is doing. I didn't even know when Ivy Nile came out. All of a sudden, I was watching the match. We had a 3-minute ad break, and then all of a sudden, Ivy Nile was outside the ring for him. What did she do? She did nothing. Why was she there? She didn't even try to interfere. She didn't even try to help Chad Gable. So what was she out there for? Maybe getting a pay because she appeared on the show. So she's getting a payday for that. I don't know. It was stupid. Penta needs to do something else. He's fighting the same people. He's literally fighting the same people, and it's getting beyond stupid because the Judgment Day just gotta stop. They gotta move on to new targets. After the match, we get a Judgment Day segment, which I am getting so tired of these. These guys are maybe at one point they were somebody serious, but now they just look like such posers, man. Carlito, Raquel, Dominic, Finn. I cannot stand anymore this dissension in the ranks teasing from Finn. It is obvious that Finn is going to leave the Judgment Day. Already do it. It has been weeks already that we have seen Finn being phased out. So just do it already, because this back and forth shit is getting really tiring and annoying. I saw you hesitate before you helped me. Oh, nobody told you that JD McDonough came back. Nobody told you you have a match. You're not being told anything. You're just stop it. Shut up and stop it. And then of course they put Finn Balor versus AJ Styles for later. And I just gotta say, I have no idea what Raquel is doing. Like at least Liv Morgan had a singles singles arc before Raquel. Raquel isn't doing anything with Judgment Day. Carlito at least comes out and interferes. Jamie McDonough at least has a match. Dominic at least had 2 matches, even though it's the same match we've seen plenty of times before. So what the fuck is Raquel doing? Oh no, she's a tag team champion. She can only stay with Liv Morgan. She can't do anything by herself. That's terrible. That's fucking terrible. I thought Raquel was somebody, but she's even less than that. Like, push her for a singles match. Have her fight. She's still one half of the tag team, right? Show off her skills. We'll see what happens, because if Liv Morgan comes back and she just does the same shtick, she's even worse than I thought. Because right now she's bad. She hasn't done anything to show me that she's somebody. Okay? They lost belts at WrestleMania, gained the belts back the next day, and then that's it. All I know about Raquel is that she does promo work. And not even promo, because she's just in a group. She doesn't do promos by herself. Carlito, JD McDonough, Finn, Dominic, at least they do something. She does nothing. So I don't know what the hell she's even there for. Space. She's a waste of space. But fine. Finn versus AJ. I was kind of looking forward to this because AJ is a good wrestler. Finn, he used to be. And I was kind of hoping that the match would have him be lean into more of separating himself from the Judgment Day. Even though that didn't happen. But, we'll get to it when we get to it. Next up, we have the Raiders versus American Made. Holy shit. I totally forgot about the War Raiders. That's how you know they're not over with me. I absolutely forgot they existed. The New Day came out, wanted to be commentaries again, which I'd like. I actually do like the heel work that they do on the commentary. That's actually pretty nice. But I forgot about the War Raiders, and they're coming out and they're fighting American Made. And they won. I was actually surprised that the crowd was behind the War Raiders. I don't know if it's because they actually like them or they like the match that was going on. But the War Raiders got some pop after they got into the ring. Because again, when they came out, there was no crowd heat. But once the match kind of started on their way and there was some time in the match, the crowd picked up a little. They pick up. They picked up for the Raiders. American Made was heels. And I think the New Day was doing good stuff. They interfered in the match, but the War Raiders came out with the win. And it was a decent match, okay? They did their moves, they did their spots. They worked well together. I think the American Made pulled off some good moves. It was a watchable match. I didn't get annoyed or bored with this match. And I liked that the crowd was into the War Raiders because somebody needed to. The War Raiders, they're not getting their pops that they need, but hopefully this is a good things for come, because hopefully Zelina Vega can get some crowd heat on her, because Have you not seen Zelina Vega not get any crowd heat when she comes out and she's champion? But hey, good for the War Raiders. They got their win, so it wasn't too bad. Saturday night main event is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna see what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. Then we have a Jay segment after the match. Jay comes out. Again, I feel that this is a little bit too late for me. This should have came out earlier to talk about Logan Paul and about his defending of the his belt and all that. And then who comes out? Gunther. This is what really cements that this took way too long. What the fuck is Gunther doing now? Coming now for his rematch after he lost at WrestleMania. You should have asked this before. You should have asked this the Raw after WrestleMania and demand a rematch. Everybody knows about the rematch clause that champions get when they lose their belt. They get a rematch for the belt. Again, they're the first ones before anyone else. Did he not get that in his contract? This was late. This entire thing was late. Jey Uso is already moving on to Logan fucking Paul. Gunther, you should have asked for this rematch weeks ago. What are you doing coming out now? After you beat Pat McAfee, after you got in a stupid ass little thing with Pat McAfee, you came out after WrestleMania and picked a fight with two motherfuckers who had nothing to do with you losing. And then you built up this bullshit ass feud to beat Pat McAfee. For what? For what? To give him a little respect. So what the fuck was any of that? Was bullshit. It was unnecessary. It's a waste of time. And now you're coming out expecting me to take you serious as a ring general because now you want your fucking rematch. You're a disgrace, bro. Why didn't you come out before? Why did you seriously pick a fight with Pat McAfee before picking a fight with the guy who you lost the belt to? This isn't creative. This is stupid. I don't know who's in charge of creative, Triple F, but this is fucking stupid. You can't take Gunther seriously anymore. Because now, everything that he did with Pat McAfee seems utterly pointless. Why didn't you come out and challenge Jey Uso before this? Why didn't you do it before this? Why did it have to be after you fought Pat McAfee? What the fuck was that? It's ridiculous. But they're up for it. Okay, Gunther's going to fight whoever wins between Logan Paul and Jey Uso. Who cares? Because again, Jey already moved on. We have already moved on. Gunther was out here picking a fight with the commentators. It's done. Now let me go back and get my rematch. You're fucking some weeks late. It's stupid. It's stupid. I don't know who decided this, but that's stupid. That's ridiculously stupid. Next match we have Finn versus AJ. I was kind of looking forward to this. Again, I do like AJ. You know, he puts on good matches. But Finn, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because both of them are old. Both of them got, their injuries are catching up with them. It was a decent match. Okay, AJ classic, putting off his moves. He does what he does. It was nice and quick. I wouldn't say fast, but it was quick. It was quick. Finn, and then also Judgment Day comes out and interferes for Finn. I was really hoping that this would really start to cement the separation of Finn from the Judgment Day. I was hoping that the Judgment Day would mess up in their interference or not do what they were supposed to do, make Finn look bad, and then he really decides, fuck at this, I'm out of this group. But they didn't. They try to help Finn, and then Penta comes out because, again, Penta and Judgment Day are the dynamic duo. They cannot do anything without each other. Penta comes out and helps AJ Styles, but really is just getting back at Judgment Day. That's really what it is. He wasn't really helping AJ Styles. It was just getting back at Judgment Day. And took them out so AJ could finish up with a style clash and get the pin for the forearm, which... Finn kicks out of the style clash and then loses with a simple forearm. That was it. Come on, man. You can't keep kicking out of finishers because it makes the finishers pointless. I understand it was on rare occasions that somebody kicked out of a stunner. Okay, it was rare. It happened on pay-per-views. It happened on very important matches. It was rare for you to kick out of the Stone Cold Stunner. Now everybody's just kicking out at 2 from people's finishers. It renders them useless. And yeah, it again, and there is no definite way for Finn to really realize that his people, the Judgment Day, don't care about him. I was hoping they would do that classic spot where somebody holds the opponent up and then get ready to hit him with a chair. Then the guy ducks out the way and then he smacks the other guy with the chair instead of the opponent. I was hoping that would happen. The ref gets a bump, so he's out cold. Carlito and JD McDonough get a chair. They hold AJ to hit him. Right? They're gonna go hit AJ, but they miss somehow and they hit Finn. And then Finn gets knocked out. Penta could have come out, beat up those two. Ref gets up, counts AJ's pin. 1, 2, 3. AJ wins because Finn got knocked out by a chair. That would have absolutely helped because now, next week, I'm expecting, because they can't do anything else without the Judgment Day, I'm expecting them to show again Finn and maybe Dominic having another talk about how Finn is kind of feeling phased out or not doing something, and it's all subtle bullshit. When really, Finn would have been super pissed and been like, you guys hit me with a chair. Like, what is this? You're hitting me with a chair. You're not there for me when I need help, but I'm always there for you guys. You know, I'm not being told what's going on. So it's like, but this just keeps going. It's annoying. Like, what does Finn have to go through to understand that they don't like you like that? Because now Penta came out and they could easily just use Penta as a scapegoat. Hey, Penta came out when we couldn't help you and interfere with the match. Oh, okay, I forgive you. I'm still here. This is like Sting teaming up with Ric Flair back in WCW. Everybody was telling Sting, don't do it, Ric Flair, he's turning on you. Don't believe him. And then what happens when Sting and Ric Flair come out to do a tag match against Arn and someone else? What happens? Ric Flair hits him. Ric Flair goes back with his 3 other horsemen and they beat up Sting. And it was like the second time that he got fucked over by Ric Flair. This is how Finn Balor is acting. You're an idiot. Why are you allowing this to happen? It would have been better for them to try to help him with the chair. He gets hit instead of AJ. Penta comes out to take care of the Judgment Day. Ref gets up. AJ still gets the win. Finn still loses because that's all he's doing. But he has a much better concrete example of, hey, you guys are not doing what you're supposed to do when it comes to me. Okay, I'm out there and you question my loyalty. If I'm hesitating, you're not telling me stuff about matches and what's going on in the group. And now, you know, you guys messed it up and hit me instead of AJ and I lost. So fucking pivot, get away from them, and then pivot to your demon and start taking revenge on the Judgment Day. Maybe even win the Intercontinental belt from Dominic. That would be great because what's going on now is trash. I do not like what's going on with Finn and the Judgment Day. They were somebody before. Now they're nobodies. And then after that, we had a Becky Lynch promo. I'm just going to say this. I didn't like it. Not one bit. I don't know what the fuck she was talking about because she literally said the first thing was that she didn't fucking lose. Bitch, you literally lost. Like, you literally lost. Then you took out your frustrations on Lyra after the match. And then she went talking about how she, you know, even though she lost, even though she would admit that she lost, even though she lost, she still, you know, brought Lyra to give her best performance and all that. This is a promo that I was expecting Lyra to come out and, you know, beat up Becky Lynch and get her lick back from what Becky Lynch did to her after the match, you know, hurting her even more after the match was done and she lost. But no, it was just Becky Lynch talking for 3-5 minutes about how she's still great and how, you know, she motivated Lyra to be good and all that, and she's still gonna be fighting, you know, for the belt. She's gonna get it. Get the fuck off of here, man. Get out of here. Get away from me. Get off of my screen. I was waiting for Lyra to come out and just hit her, or at least do a back and forth promo, but no, she literally had 3 to 5 minutes. At least Charlotte Flair moved the fuck on from last SmackDown. If you guys haven't seen last SmackDown, Charlotte Flair went to cut out a promo, and she was like, if you guys, you know, don't respect me, I'm gonna leave. Then she fucking left. I said, good. She just ended her promo or whatever and then there was that bullshit with Jade coming out earlier or not or whatever, and then nothing happening, whatever. I'm still Team Jade over Team Charlotte. But it's like, but Becky just went there talking mad shit. And she tried to do that cool Raven spot by being on a turnbuckle hunched over. I didn't lose. No, bitch, you did. We all saw it. 1, 2, 3. Then you took out your frustrations. I was amazing because it was, I don't know, it was just an even good heel work. I think that's just what it is. She's trying to be a heel, which is fine, I guess. But I'm just like, what is this promo? It's the same promo she did last week where Lyra came out and they went back and forth. So you did the same promo, but this time Lyra wasn't there, which I was totally expecting Lyra to be there. But she wasn't, so it brought the promo down even more. So, screw that. And then, the main event. That shit surprised me, okay? That shit surprised me because here I am, ever since WrestleMania 41 and getting back into wrestling. These fucking shows have been long as shit, 3 hours. And now, just like last week, I believe, the thing ended in like 2 hours and a half. That shit surprised the hell out of me. I told my boy Psycho, I was like, Netflix paid WWE for a 3-hour slot, right? That's what they're paying for. And they're getting 2 hours and a half. That's a fucking scam. Like, what the fuck? And the thing is, and my boy Psycho said, oh, well, sometimes, they go to 240. The 3 hours long was probably the first one that came out, was the debut on Netflix. But since then, it just come out 230, 240 was like the longest one. But this was literally like 230. 2 hours and a half. Netflix paid for 3 hours. Triple F was going around talking about how great 3-hour time slot is, and now you're giving us 2.5 hour shows? That's a fucking scam, bro. This main event, I was looking forward to it. If you guys noticed, as I noticed, the Roxanne and Julia got nothing of heat. When Julia came out, I felt bad for her because, they're not popping for her. And then I got an ad break. And then when I came back, Io Sky was coming out. I have said it once, I'll say it again. I hate champions coming out not last. Do not have champions coming out last. But the fact that they had Rhea Ripley come out because she's so over shows me that they're going to put the belt back on Rhea. And I don't like that because Rhea, from the last year that she has shown me, for leading up to WrestleMania 41, I did not like her at all. She didn't wrestle. She didn't wrestle enough to earn her spot. She bitched and complained like Becky Lynch, like Damian Priest, like Hulk Hogan. Complained and bitched and got themselves in a championship match that has nothing to do with them. And somehow Bianca Belair, I know she's injured or whatever, but I hope she comes back because this is bullshit, man. It should be Bianca and Io. But because Rhea's over, even though she doesn't wrestle, and she didn't wrestle in that year leading up to WrestleMania, but because she's over, they're going to let her come out last from the champion. And also, I'm most likely sure that they're going to put the belt on her away from Io. Io, when's the next, when is the championship match? At SummerSlam? After Saturday night's main event? Io won at WrestleMania within 3 months. She's going to lose it to Rhea. Even though Rhea has done nothing the year before to get to that WrestleMania championship match of the triple threat. And so far, she's only wrestled, I think, 2 times. The first time was to start this feud with Julia and Roxanne. And then just coming out doing some help work to get the girls away from Io. This is ridiculous, man. Io has been putting in work. She took the beatings. She's doing her matches. Rhea did 1 match. 2 matches maybe in how many weeks? And she still gets in contention for fucking the belt? Bianca better come the fuck back. I swear, Bianca better come the fuck back and just get rid of Rhea. Because why is Rhea over? It's not because of her wrestling, because she doesn't wrestle. Not as much as the other girls, not as much as other people. She certainly didn't wrestle as much as the other people from last year leading up to the WrestleMania. She bitched and complained to get onto the WrestleMania ticket. And now she only showed up to help Io out with the girls coming up. She had that match with, I think it was Roxanne, and beat her. And then she took that week off where Io got beat up, and then she did the tag. And now what? Now we just wait for her and Io to fight in I guess, a month's time for the belt. This match was decent. It was better at least than a few of the female matches that I've been watching, because I've mentioned it before. A lot of times you see them calling out their moves. going through the motions of the moves before the moves are set. They're telegraphing each other. This one actually kind of flowed better. I didn't see a lot of botching in this one. They weren't calling out their moves, or at least if they were, it wasn't noticeable to me. And it was fun. It was fun because they had their moves. They had story. Io trying to get the hot tag from Rhea. Them trying to prevent Rhea from getting tagged in. And then when Rhea tagged in, she powered her way through, manhandled them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was good. It had good story. It had good chemistry. Io was that happy-go-lucky, enthusiastic character. It was fun. It was fun to see them. But why the fuck is Rhea still in contention for the fucking belt, man? Get away from here. A year long, nothing to bitch and complain, to get on the WrestleMania, lose it, and then still fucking wrestle 2 times, get in a feud with Io, and you're still in contention for the belt. Why are we not giving other women a chance? Did you not see Ivy Nile that came out there for nothing? Put Ivy Nile and Rhea Ripley in a match. At least it would be something different. Because we've seen Roxanne and Julia against Rhea for a while now, these past few weeks. And now we got them actually getting beat up. So what, are we going to still continue this? Or are we going to have another tag team match between them at Saturday Night's Main Event or the next pay-per-view? Do you not have other women wrestlers in your division that can go against Rhea or against Io? That now for the past 3-4 weeks we had just Io and Roxanne and Julia. Get fucking Natalia in it. Get fucking Carmella. Is that her name? Carmella from Alpha Academy. Get Ivy Nile. What what are you guys doing? Get some fucking luchadors. You don't have female luchadors? Come on! You guys literally made a big fucking stink about acquiring AAA and bringing Lucha Libre. Fucking bring some Lucha Libre! Holy shit, I'm telling you, do an invasion angle. Lucha Libre invading wrestling, bro. And then you can even maybe have Rey Mysterio come out of nowhere and he has to decide, do I go with Team Wrestling or do I go with Team Luchador? That'd be fucking awesome. Are you kidding me? Rhea Ripley versus a female luchador? Come on! We already have somewhat of a female luchador with Io because, she kind of moves and she's fast and she tries to be quick. But it'd be completely different to get an actual luchador. Think about it! Why the fuck do we make such a big deal of having AAA if we're not using them? We brought up Julia and Roxanne. The fuck? We had Jessica. Not Jessica. What was her name? The woman with the horns. She does that knee stomp move to show off her ass. Jessica? The NXT Women's Champion. You brought her out 2-3 times? Bring some fucking luchadors, bro. Let us see some more faster, more top rope work like we have seen from Rey Mysterio in the past. From Psychosis, from La Parca, from Eddie Guerrero before he started getting more muscular. You have them. Get some in there. They can easily go toe-to-toe with Rhea Ripley because Rhea has power. They have speed and agility. They attack her legs and you get him. Come on. I don't know. I just don't like terrible people. Not terrible people, but just people who don't put in the work getting shots at championship belts just because they're over in other ways. Because they're on social media and they get over. Because, they're fan favorites, even though the reason they're fan favorites is not because of their wrestling prowess, man. So, what the fuck? But overall, I think this Raw was absolutely better than the last Raw I saw last week. And I think it's just been the best Raw so far. The crowd, that's why they had CM Punk come out. He got me going. Them 3 against Braun Breaker and Seth, it was a good little tiff up in the beginning. I really liked it. It got me pumped. The Raiders were even into it. The crowd were into the Raiders. I was like, okay, this doesn't look that bad. This wasn't boring. This wasn't bullshit. This wasn't such a time waster, even though that Gunther Jey Uso shit is stupid. Because Gunther should have done this weeks ago. And just my personal gripe with Rhea fucking hogging her way into the fucking championship belt. I don't like that shit. I didn't like it when Hogan did it. I don't like it when Becky Lynch did it. I don't like it. The fuck you mean you're gonna bitch and complain about getting into this fucking match? Where the fuck were you? Wrestle more than just a few times. And then on top of that, we still haven't seen Cody Rhodes. We still haven't seen Roman Reigns. How fucking nice. How fucking nice. If Cody Rhodes shows up, what the fuck is gonna happen? Because so much time has passed since his loss that it's like, okay, like what are we doing? But we'll see. We'll see what happens if John Cena makes an appearance on Friday and talks about how, how he finally won, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see. But other than that, this Raw was actually pretty decent. I'll give this a 3 out of 5, I guess. It was passable. I could watch it. It wasn't boring. It wasn't a slog to go through. It went by pretty fast, and it surprised me that it was 2.5, which maybe just might be the sweet spot. In which case, Netflix got fucked over because they paid for 3 hours. So I guess we'll see what they want to do with that extra 30 minutes. But as long as they're not adding more bullshit, because we already have enough with stupidity of Gunther now coming after Jey Uso after weeks of losing it and then having a little tiff with fucking Pat McAfee. At least we're getting back on something kind of a track. So there it is, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a great Mother's Day and a great weekend. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys on Saturday for the Friday Night SmackDown review. Until then, take care. Bye.